Detroit will save itself. It's the only possibility. So when we get engaged citizens, engaged businesses, that's how we truly change our neighborhoods, and that's how we, empower ourselves to be able to do this.
Detroit, home to the big three American automakers. Factories that used to be sources of pride now stand in ruins. It's hard to believe that thousands of workers once assembled luxury cars here. Parts of Detroit resemble ghost towns. Some 80,000 homes stand empty. And the unemployment rate here is double the national average. But now some imaginative entrepreneurs are fighting to change all that. Phil Cooley is one of them. After international success as a fashion model, he's come back to Detroit.
I had a voice. I could participate here. I didn't feel the same way in Manhattan and Paris and London and these other great cities, that I felt like I could participate meaningfully and that I could, find community. And that happens in Detroit because we're forced to work together here because we have less resources and we can do more with less ultimately.
For a small sum, Cooley purchased an empty warehouse, but he doesn't expect his investment to make him rich. Under the name Pony Ride, he rents space in it to creative startups. They pay just a quarter of the usual rent. But in exchange, they must do something good for the community. Small businesses like this blacksmith shop show the local residents how to make doorknobs and belt buckles. Anyone can come here and use the equipment. But where can people go for food? Detroit has become a vast wasteland for grocery shoppers. Many supermarket chains have closed, and that's left residents to buy food at gas stations and liquor stores, or eat fast food. Regiania Coleman is working hard to bring healthier food to Detroit's suburbs. Students get a discount on her fresh squeezed juices. She hopes this will help them to develop an appetite for better nutrition. So far, Coleman's only been able to cover her costs. But the actions of one man show that local residents want her juice bar to thrive.
He walked in and he placed a $5 bill on the counter. And he said, I said, would you like something? What would you like? He said, I don't want anything. I just want you to succeed. And so there are people who really recognize what we're doing and they understand it and they're very grateful.
A lot of people in here, a lot of people where they're changing their eating habits. So I think this is perfect for the community.
Detroit is known as the Motor City. Almost everyone here used to own a car. But today, on some streets, there's barely an automobile in sight. Many must rely on the bus, if one ever comes. Delays of up to 4 hours are normal, while many poorer neighborhoods have no service at all. So Andy DiDerossi's goal is to develop better bus service. He optimizes the routes using a simple satellite app. DiDerossi founded the Detroit Bus Company when he was just 24. 3 years ago, the engineer was still fixing up the buses himself.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, but
Today, he has employees to do that. And he's put together a fleet of 7 buses.
What we really want to do is find gaps in the transit network, basically neighborhoods that don't have transit, population groups that don't have transit, and then fill those gaps by offering services. I really believe that there's a time for for-profit businesses and there's a time for nonprofits, but frequently in the middle there's a time for this sort of low-profit liability company, this sort of like right in the middle solution.
The bus service is financed through ticket sales and donations. But what's really unusual is that it also provides free rides. Almost 6,000 last year alone. With their tickets, paying customers finance transportation for the poor.
I love the way the bus looks. I love the driver. I love the convenience of it, the location, and their willingness to transport people from here to the Eastern Market. So I think it's great.
Big companies like General Motors still dominate Detroit's cityscape. But it's small businesses that are working toward creating a more socially just future.
For me, the 80s model of capitalism is absolutely dead. It's dying a slow, painful death because there's so much money behind it. And so now it's about all of us gaining wealth together, being more sustainable, being more equal and just.